Today I'm making this delicious carnivore friendly ice cream that you can make sweetened, unsweetened, you can add flavouring to it or not. You can make it as simple as just eggs, cream and some cream of tartar. It's so good. And then my name is Sue, welcome to my channel if you've not been here before. I've been eating a carnivore diet for about 2.5 years now. And I've been making this ice cream probably for about 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. It was originally shared with me by a client who was doing the keto diet. And I made it the first time and I thought that is really good ice cream. And so I've made it every now and then since then. Now, since being on the carnivore diet, I make it about once every 6 months. It's not something that I eat often. But it's really nice for a treat, you know, when you just want something a little bit different. And once you've tried this ice cream, you'll never crave the other shop bought stuff again. This is so good. So the basics of this recipe are eggs, cream, and a little bit of cream of tartar, and that's it. And some people make it that way who are on the carnivore diet. If they don't want any kind of sweetener or anything in there, that's what they use. For myself, I use a little bit of sweetener, and I quite often use essential oils as flavourings. Before carnivore, I would add like sugar-free chocolate chips to it quite often because I quite like those, but I don't eat those anymore. So today I am actually going to flavour it with some essential oils and a little bit of allulose. When it comes to sweeteners, I'm still undecided with some of these sweeteners. I used to use erythritol. Now I'm not a fan, just some of the things I've read about, it can affect heart rate and things like that. So I'm a little bit iffy about that. Also stevia. Allulose, I wasn't sure. Ben Bickman seems to like it from what he's seen of it. Ben is a research scientist that looks into fat metabolism and things like that. So I use allulose, but I don't use a lot of it. And as I said, I only make this probably once every 6 months. So it's an occasional treat. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is to separate the egg yolks from the egg whites. And we need 4 eggs. This is the basic recipe I'm doing. I quite often double this recipe, but today I'm just doing the basic. So I have 4 eggs and I'm going to separate those. When you're separating your egg yolks from your egg whites, if you're going to beat your egg whites until they're stiff, if you need to do that for a recipe, you need to make sure that you don't get any egg yolk in with the egg whites, and you need to make sure that your bowls are clean and have no fat on them, because if there's any fat in with those egg whites, they will not go stiff when you beat them. And I'm just going to add 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar to the egg whites before I beat them up. Just kind of sprinkle that over the top. Once they are beaten until they're pretty stiff, I then add my allulose. So I'm going to add 1/4 cup of allulose to this recipe. Now, if you don't want to add the allulose, as I said, that is completely optional if you'd rather not have that. But if you do want to add the allulose, just kind of sprinkle it on as I just showed you and beat it in. And then put your beaten egg whites to one side, and then we're going to beat our cream. And so now we've got 1.5 cups of cream, and we're going to beat that until it's stiff as well. Okay, so that cream's just about beaten enough. Now I'm going to add my essential oils. Again, if you don't want to do this, this step is completely optional. I use doTERRA essential oils. They are the only ones that I would use internally. I would not use any other brand of essential oils internally. If you decide you want to use essential oils in your ice cream and you don't know anyone in doTERRA, I have a link below my video if you want to go and purchase some. So the link just goes to my doTERRA store, and you can order those pretty much anywhere in the world. So quite often I just use vanilla. So often I used to use vanilla since now doTERRA have brought out a vanilla absolute oil, which is just glorious. If I'm doing just vanilla, I'll quite often use both. I'll use some of the oil and some of the vanilla extract. If you have access to vanilla pods in Australia, we used to buy them so cheap at the markets, but here they're really expensive. So the vanilla absolute oil kind of takes the place of that. And, you know, as I said, I'm not using it all the time. And, you know, it's a few drops and it's fantastic. Today, I'm actually going to use the vanilla, and I'm going to use some citrus oils. So doTERRA actually have a blend called Citrus Bliss, which is all the citrus oils and vanilla. And that makes an absolutely glorious ice cream. That's what I used to use a lot. But I haven't got any of that today, so I am going to use just some citrus oils. I've got some wild orange, a little tiny bit of grapefruit. There might be a couple of drops in there. I've got some lime, and I have some lemon as well. So I'm probably just going to put a couple of drops of each of these into the cream, and I'll finish beating the cream. So I'm going to put in about 4 drops of the vanilla. And see how much I can get out of the grapefruit here. I've taken the stopper out so that I can get some out because it's just about empty. So I'll just put two drops of grapefruit. 2 drops of lime. Oops, ended up with 3 drops of lemon, and I'll probably do 3 drops of wild orange as well because that's my favourite. There we go. So got my oils in there, and I'm just going to finish beating. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to whisk up these egg yolks. Just using a fork. Then I'm going to add my egg white into my beaten cream. So I'm just going to pour that in there. I'm just going to fold that through. So you just want to gently fold it so that you don't break up your nice fluffy egg whites. Now you can see that coming together nicely, and I'm going to add now my egg yolk. And once again, you just want to fold that through. Swap it into the bigger bowl so that I can make sure that I've got it nicely mixed together. And there we go, that is nicely mixed together. I'm just going to pop it into a container and put it into the freezer. So at this stage, of course, you could always just put it into an ice cream maker if you've got one, or an ice cream churn, and that'll keep it nice and soft. When I pop it into the freezer, I try and remember, you know, once it just kind of starts to freeze, to go in and give it a bit of a stir, and that'll help to keep it softer and stop it from going so icy. But if you forget to do that, it doesn't matter. It goes a bit harder, so you just need to take it out of the freezer, maybe half an hour or an hour before you're going to have some, and just to let it soften up a little. But it's absolutely delicious, and if you have never tried it, you're in for a real treat. So that's it. As I said, I'll put the recipe below, and you can go and copy and paste that into wherever you want. And as I said, the sweetener is optional, the essential oils are optional. You can just make it simply with cream, eggs, and cream of tartar if you want to. So that's it for today. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, like and share with anyone who you think might enjoy this ice cream. And I thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again another day. Goodbye for now.